Live interactive Weather Authority coverage, sponsored by Rennie's, for your next Maine adventure, will begin shortly.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage, sponsored by Rennie's, starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. It is Thursday evening, getting ready for some sun to return tomorrow. It'd be nice to get rid of the clouds and the rain that we had today. We have another storm over the weekend, a bunch of different variables of that next system. We'll outline all of this for you. First off, thanks for joining us tonight on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're joining us. The audio, video is working this week. Shout out to Rennie's, our sponsor for the segment, heading into the weekend forecast. And yeah, we do have some nice weather. We have more stormy weather, and we have a lot of things to outline for you. That next storm system, we have rain, we have mountain snow. Coastal flooding's probably going to end up being the big story again. There is the potential we could be looking at some moderate coastal flooding around high tide. That will be on Sunday. What else we have? Oh, wind. Wind will be an issue, I think, early in the day Sunday. So here we go again. It is an active pattern, and I don't think we're finished with winter. It looks like the tail end of March is looking quite chilly. Looking at the extended forecast down the road. Probably, my guess is we'll probably have another snow event at some point. And the cold, it's not gone either. In fact, late in the month, we do have some, what looks to be some modified Arctic air that will be diving south. So that will be way down the road here. So in the near term, let's enjoy the sun while we have it. We will have that tomorrow. So that seems to be an appropriate place to start with this forecast. We have some sun returning tomorrow. Boy, we need some sun. Some of you got a little bit of late day sun today, but for the most part, that rain was a little slow to move out. Some areas in the mountains, northern areas, saw some wet snowflakes. We will get some more mountain snow in the extended forecast, and that will be on Sunday. So Sunday is the day that the ski resorts will be happy, at least over the higher elevations. We're talking probably over 2,000 feet. There'll be spots that get half foot to a foot of snow. Look for some sun tomorrow. More clouds move in on Saturday. And Sunday is our next weather maker. It's rain at the coast. Brief period of snow over inland areas early Sunday morning, but we'll change over to rain. And then we're tracking coastal flooding, strong winds, particularly in the morning. Most of the action will be during the morning, I think, on Sunday. And the mountains get the snow, hills and mountains. Temperatures right now running in the upper 30s to near 40. Temps aren't that bad, but it's raining and cloudy like we had this morning. It's raw, right? I mean, just kind of ugly. Everything's waterlogged. It'd be nice to get brighter skies. And the wind stays active as well. So good news there. That will help dry up the roads. I'm not too concerned about any black ice or anything like that. Still a few river flood warnings. The one that we're watching in our area is the Kennebec River up into Skowhegan. And also down towards Augusta, minor river flooding is occurring there. Hopefully by this time tomorrow we can say goodbye to that river flood warning. The clouds are breaking up over western zones. Skies will clear out overnight. And tomorrow is going to be a bright sunny day. Tomorrow's a nice day. So no problems tomorrow. If your plans take you out and about tomorrow or Saturday, no weather-related problems are expected. We will, however, get the clouds moving back in going into our Saturday. So let me find the cursor. Hold on. I'm going to find this. I'm having trouble finding it. Very, 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 very sensitive mouse. Here we go. All right, we got it. We have a storm system that's getting organized. There we go. Back through the Rockies and down through the Midwest, Mississippi River Valley. There we go. Searching for my draw tool. There it is. That's going to be working up into our area for late Saturday night into Sunday. So let's waste no time and talk about that one here. Again, no problems tomorrow, Saturday. This one will bring a variety of different variables with it. So let's first highlight the coastal rain and the mountain snow. Southern areas and the coastal plain all the way back to even Androscoggin County, mid-coast Maine, it's mostly rain here. This goes back to Sebago Lake. So we're probably talking 1 to 1 3/4 of an inch of rain. My guess is we will get another flood watch at some point issued on Saturday morning maybe. Or maybe tomorrow night, we'll see. But there is the chance. I mean, the rivers are already running high, grounds waterlogged. It's probably a similar situation with not quite as much rain, but a similar situation where we could get some minor river flooding, poor drainage areas could have some flooding on Sunday. So we're in a similar situation Sunday in that sense. The different situation in the sense that the mountains will get snow. There will be spots over the higher elevations that will get over a half foot of snow, and there'll be spots probably get a foot of snow. So we're going to look at that in a second here. So good news there, this will be a shot in the arm for some of the ski resorts, right? I mean, wow, they could use some snow at this point. The warm temperatures and the rain really did a number on the snowpack up there. This is probably going to be the big story. It's the moderate coastal flooding is possible, and there still are some question marks with this, but wouldn't you know it, it is the highest tide of the month. It always works out that way this year, just due to the moon cycle. So it's 11.3 feet. It's 11:41 a.m. That's the high tide in Portland. Flood stage in Portland's 12 feet. Now, the projected storm surge, thanks to a stiff southeast wind, is between 1.5 and 2.5 feet. Now, we can only hope it's 1.5 feet. If it's 1.5 feet, it's not a huge deal. There will be some flooding, minor flooding. But right now, the forecast high tide is 13.7 feet, and that would be a serious high tide. That would be moderate coastal flooding, and it wouldn't be quite as high as the two storms we had in early January, but if that value is reached, 13.7 feet, that would be the 7th highest tide on record in Portland. So that's what we're dealing with. Top 10 high tides, top 10 record high tides, certainly possible on Sunday, 11:41. And we'll get strong easterly winds. And it's very early in the day that we'll get our strong east-southeasterly wind. It's probably gusting over 40 miles per hour for a brief period. We're talking maybe 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. in that window right there on Sunday. That's my early thought in how it goes down. So that's 7 o'clock in the morning. Notice that the mountains hang on to snow the longest with this one. Even there, you'll probably end with a little bit of a mix. And I think this is mostly a morning and midday storm. I think the afternoon looks a lot better. We'll be dealing with some rain, maybe some snow showers on Monday. That's not a big part of the storm. The main event is Sunday, but the storm system will be slow to pull away. You get the upper low that's kind of passing over us going into Monday. So there will be some rain and snow showers Monday, but not a huge deal Monday. It's not until Tuesday that the sunshine returns in earnest, though. So let's enjoy the sun while we have it. Here's a look at our storm tracker. 7 a.m. tomorrow. We're starting with temps in the low 30s, and the good news is, with all the wet surfaces, that wind will hopefully dry up the roads. I'm not too concerned about widespread black ice tomorrow morning. There could be some in the deeper puddles, but we'll keep an eye on that. Temps will be in the 40s for highs tomorrow, and these are running probably a little bit too cool. I think upper 40s will be common, at least over southern parts of Maine for highs on Friday. Notice the lack of clouds. Boy, we deserve a sunny day. We're going to get it tomorrow. If you can find your sunglasses, we'll need them tomorrow. Clouds come back on Saturday. Clouds come in from all different directions. Mid and high level clouds come in from the west. Low clouds come in off the ocean. We're going to be sandwiched with clouds. The clouds went out. And with the clouds in place, I think we're going to have a hard time getting out of the 30s. We're probably talking about upper 30s for highs. And the next weather maker will be late Saturday night and into Sunday. Some inland towns may start with a brief period of snow, but it looks as if the rain is going to win out for southern and coastal areas. There's a rain-snow line. It's right in there at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's probably already raining for Sebago Lake. It's raining for Lewiston, raining for Augusta. And we have a stiff southeast wind. Now, the mountains will hold on to snow the longest, and it's a pasty wet snow. Some of the higher elevations, the areas that I think they're going to get the most snow, will be in the White Mountains in New Hampshire, the Presidential Range, these areas. Those areas stand the greatest chance for maybe a foot of snow. There will be another bullseye, I think, somewhere in here, maybe just to the east of Rangeley, up towards maybe Saddleback area, up to Carrabassett Valley. There'll be two little bullseyes, I think, that get the bullseye in snow. Those areas will get about 8 to 12 inches of snow. Foothills probably only 2 to 4, so not a huge snow event even there. But it's a pasty wet snow. This is 11 o'clock in the morning, and notice how quickly it moves out during the afternoon. So we're going to see improvement as far as the precip exiting. So a quick look at early thought and how much snow falls for late Saturday night through Sunday. The lighter shade of blue, we're probably talking a coating to an inch. Had to put 2 there just because you gotta match it up, right? First contour goes coating to 2, second contour goes 2 to 4, 4 to 8, and so on. But yeah, I could see a few spots getting 2 on the north side of that. But Sebago Lake area to Lewiston to Augusta, coating to an inch, we'll call it. And then it rains on top of that. So you probably don't even need a shovel. One of those. The foothills get about, you guys go down towards the Route 2 area in Franklin County, maybe just south of Route 2, 2 to 4 inches of snow there. Now, the jackpot will be widespread 4 to 8 or 3 to 6, somewhere in there in the mountains. There'll be, most mountain locations will get probably, 4 to 6 inches of snow, 4 to 8 inches of snow, somewhere in there. Now, I have 2 of those little bullseyes because this is going to be a very elevation-driven snow. Some of the higher peaks will get the most snowfall, and we've highlighted, the White Mountains in New Hampshire, and also a few spots here into the western mountains of Maine for getting the most snowfall out of this one. And some of the ski resorts that will really benefit will be Sugarloaf, Saddleback, Wildcat, Bretton Woods, those areas, especially the higher elevations, Wildcat, Sugarloaf, Saddleback, those 3, those are the highest, so they will benefit. But there are a lot of ski resorts in here. I mean, Sunday River's right there, Black Mountain, Maine's right here, Black Mountain, New Hampshire's in here as well. They'll benefit. There's a bunch of them. There's King Pine down in here. I mean, they're going to get it. Actually, King Pine's right in here. But yeah, you get a lot of these ski resorts that will really, Mount Abram. But those areas are probably in the 4 to 8. You really have to get up over 2,000 feet in elevation. The notches, Crawford Notch, Pinkham Notch. Not quite Dixville Notch. It's a little too far north, but maybe Grafton Notch, 4 to 8 there. But bottom line is we have some more snow in the forecast. For the rest of us, though, it's 1 to 1 3/4 of an inch of rain. All right, let's talk about the high tide for a moment. And this is something we need to really stay updated on here. So the high tide of concern is the 11:41 a.m. Sunday, midday on Sunday. So it's probably the hour on either side of that high tide. At the very least, we'll get some minor coastal flooding. But right now, the forecast high tide is 13.7 feet. That's with a surge of 1.5 to 2.5 feet. On top of an astronomical high tide, the highest tide of the month due to the moon cycle of 11.3 feet. If that value is reached, it will be the 7th highest tide on record in Portland. So we're back at it. More coastal flooding. That's not as high as the 2 tides we had. We went over 14 feet with the second storm January 13th. The one 3 days prior, I think it was the 10th. That one was 13.84 feet, just to put it into perspective for you. This one is not expected to reach quite that stage, but moderate flooding is forecast, and that is something we need to stay updated on. We're still 3 days out, and there's a lot of uncertainty still, so I don't want to put that in stone just yet, but at least some minor flooding is expected, and more likely it looks like some moderate flooding around high tide. Tomorrow's great. More clouds move in on Saturday. Sunday, we've rain. That red icon is your weather-worn icon for coastal flooding. We'll probably need a flooding icon, too, for maybe river flooding, poor drainage flooding again. We'll have to see, as we get closer, we'll try to hone in on how much rain to expect. Right now, I think it's about inch to inch and a half, maybe 1 3/4 of rainfall. That's not quite as much as today, but still a respectable amount of rain. Rain and snow showers linger into Monday. And next week, a good chunk of next week is probably quiet. There'll be some mischief kicking around the following weekend. I don't think that's going to be a major storm, but maybe right around St. Patrick's Day. But the one to follow that one, I think, will be a little more significant. That would be, let's say, the 20th. So let's highlight March 20th. I don't think we're finished with snow at the coast. I think I know you probably don't want to hear that, but there's some cold air building in Canada, and it's coming in here behind that St. Patrick's Day storm, or disturbance, or whatever it is. There's some cold air coming in around then. So we'll be talking about probably colder than normal, not extreme, but anytime you see that kind of pattern, you have to say, okay, the pattern's active still. You're blocking to the north. I think we have a very good chance of seeing more snow. Probably the final week of March, maybe into the first week of April. So here we go. That's what I think's going to happen. I have been wrong before. We'll see. That's a long-range forecast. All right. I hope that answers some of your questions right there. Let's go through some of the questions in a second. Let's leave this on, I don't know. Let's just leave this on here for now. For those of you just joining us from on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Thanks for joining us. Thanks for spending your Thursday evening with us. We still have a bunch of people on here. It looks like 156 on here. So some people have been asking some questions. Hello, Elsa. Hello to you. Klein Caravas. Yeah, right, Klein. All right, good to see you in here. Yeah, you'll be getting some snow on Sunday up there. I'd love to ski at Sugarloaf. I haven't been up there in a while. My daughters play softball now, so we don't ski as much on the weekends as we used to. We don't go away as much on the weekends. So. But we have fun playing softball. We love softball. That's our big family thing these days. All right. Any model that shows rain or mostly rain for wilting farming? All right. Yeah. So you'll start as snow. Yeah, you'll probably get 2 to 4 inches of snow. That's my guess, Connor. And it's a pasty wet snow. So yeah, you have to entertain the idea of potentially some outages. But probably not a huge issue. I don't think it will anyway. Any snow on Monday in Portland? Maybe a few showers of snow. I can see a few wet snowflakes mixing in, Gabe, but no accumulation. I don't think we will see that. If we do, it's very, very light, a coating, but it's probably just rain, showers, and maybe a few snow showers mixing in. Monday's not a big deal. It's Sunday's the main event. So no problems really Monday, I don't think. Melinda says she is traveling to Rockport tomorrow for a few days. High tide Sunday. Oh, yeah. All right, let's go through the high tide real quick. Again, you might have written this comment before. You probably did. Before I went through the high tides. Let's talk about the high tide. There it is. High tide is 11:41 a.m. That's in Portland. It'll be a little bit later in up into the Rockland area. But it's probably some minor coastal flooding expected up there. Down towards coastal York, coastal Cumberland County, it's probably more moderate coastal flooding. There's still some uncertainty, how high the surge is going to be. There's some really smart folks over at the Weather Service that work, hydrologists that work on this. And the forecast right now is for 1.5 to 2.5 feet a foot surge. Now, I guess the good news is, I'm wondering if we're going to be in the lower end of that, because I don't think the strongest winds are going to line up quite well with the actual high tide. The strongest winds will probably be a little bit before the high tide. So that might be good news. So the faster this is moving, the better news it's going to be. So the bottom line here is, if we get to 13.7 feet, that's moderate flooding, and that will be the 7th highest tide on record. So, that's it's just another high tide this winter, right? But yeah, that would cause problems. What's the temperature in South Paris tomorrow, Wanda? Mid-40s. How's that sound? Mid-40s. Actually, let's see if I can grab that graphic for you. Here. I keep losing my cursor. Hang with me, Wanda. We're coming. I hit stop on this. And we are going to look at a special graphic that I have made. I just have to find it. Hang tight. Of course I can't find it. Pressure's on. Oh, here it is. Pressure's on. Just go through highs tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a great day. Tomorrow's going to be a very nice day. So let's enjoy tomorrow. Come on. There we go. So mid-40s, we'll do it for highs. And where we're talking about? South Paris. Here we go. Let's get to South Paris. Here we go. So Oxford, Norway, Paris, upper 40s, mid to upper 40s. It's just kind of a fun graphic, isn't it? Let's get there we go. Upper 40s for most of Cumberland County. More of the same down in York County. Maybe a few spots hit 50. And mid-coast, there we are. Some spots here, mid-40s, and we'll probably, let's go to Central. We already went there. Let's go to Central Maine. A little gusty in the morning, that wind drops off. There we go. So mid to upper 40s up into Central Maine. So I hope that helps, Wanda. All right. I think we got everything there. All right, she says thank you. Hi, Wanda. Thank you very much. All right, let's leave it at that tonight, folks. We still have almost 150 people on here, so I appreciate that. Thanks for checking in tonight. And Ryan's actually in tomorrow. I'm actually taking a day off tomorrow. Usually I try to take some time off in March because March is a great time of year, right? It's winter's slowly easing and skiing's usually great, but I don't know. Might try to head up to the mountains for a little bit tomorrow. We'll see. But Ryan will be in tomorrow. He'll have more updates on here. You can check him out there. And we'll have more updates coming up on CBS 13 at 11 and Fox 23. We only have a half hour at 10 tonight, I think. I think the president has an address. So that's what we're planning on tonight. All right, folks. Have a nice night. Take care.